cockpit. You are now tuning into the cockpit. We want to dedicate this episode to Takeoff and gun violence. So on that note, we're going to have a moment of silence for Take while I light this candle. Damn, man. I mean,
it's a sad day in Atlanta.
I never thought in a million years to hear something like that.
How did you hear about it?
Man, crazy thing about it is I was already up or whatever. And, you know, my boy, you know, he kept coming at me like, you ain't sad, you ain't mad. And I'm trying to see for what? I guess he used to me being pissed off and shit for no goddamn reason. So I'm like, no, you know, we Gucci and shit. He like, you ain't hear what happened? I'm like, no. He showed me the picture or whatever. You know, it's like waking up to a nightmare. I mean, I ain't even want to believe it. It's just like, it's unreal.
I was actually, I was asleep, and a friend of mine woke me up and showed me the post on the Shade Room, or it was one of those social media pages. And that's how you kind of know it's real, when those bloggers kind of get their hands and start posting things. So,
Takeoff, though?
I know. So it took me a minute to even process it, to believe it.
I ain't been the same.
Very unexpected.
These last 48 hours, I ain't been the same. I mean, I just been like exhausted, you know?
Yeah, it's draining. It's very draining. It was draining for me, is knowing the fact that he won't ever live up to his full potential. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what hurts me the most, in people just not valuing human life. Like, even if a person doesn't have the money and the fame, it's like they still have people that love them. They still have people that they support.
Think about Quay, Offset, like,
exactly.
Man, they gotta be fucked up.
Prayers out to them. Like,
straight up, man. I mean, I'm sending all my condolences. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending everything. You know.
I can only imagine how they feel.
And you know what's wild? They basically just got their flowers on the Drink Champs. That's what's crazy about it. Take just got his flowers. He was saying that he want his flowers now, not when he gone and this shit happened.
Yeah.
Take one for him. R.I.P. Take, man.
Rest in peace, Takeoff. And just sending positive energy to anybody that shared a connection with him. Fans, especially family, like people that's grown up with him, like, man, just sending all positive energy to Quavo, to Offset, to the whole YRN family, QC. Yeah, it's a bad day in Atlanta, man.
I think it's gonna change. I think it's gonna change the whole vibe of rap. Like, you gotta understand a person Takeoff was. Like, he was a lyrical genius. I mean, he was so amazing. Certain people didn't even have the skills to listen to him. You know, you gotta have skills to understand somebody, right? That's spitting some real shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had a way of putting 10 words up in one sentence. I mean, just the craziest flow. Hop on any beat.
He was like the quiet storm of the MIGOS. That should have been his name, Quiet Storm.
I always said that he ain't only the best out the MIGOS, he's the greatest rapper in the world.
Yeah, you always said that.
and anybody can at me if I'm wrong. You let me know where I went wrong at.
Yeah. Do he look like he was left out of Bad and bougie.
You let us know who gonna make another song like Casper.
Nobody.
I'm a ghost ride the rave.
Nobody.
I'm gonna look at the stars today. Mama!
Cadence was crazy.
Water!
Cadence
Splash!
was crazy.
Gas! Cash!
I would have
Salute, man.
loved to see how he comes up, like to sit in with him on a session and to see how he like comes up with stuff. Because I know someone was talking about Drake and they said Drake literally have a bunch of people in the studio and he just talks to them.
That's wild.
And then he just makes a song about everything that's going on like right now. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what Take sound like. He sound like, you know, that student that go home and do his homework. You know what I'm saying? You got students, they come back to school the next day, you know. They probably rant over that shit right for, you know what I'm saying, the test popped off. He like that student that he practiced the shit before it was even given. That's how his raps sound like. You know, you got Quay, you know, he got a nice flow, he doing his shit, you got Offset. But when Takeoff come in, I mean, he taking you to school, he taking you to church. He about to upgrade you on your vocabulary.
I've just gotten familiar with Takeoff as an artist outside of MIGOS. And Casper is when I first heard him as a solo artist, and when I decided to listen to more of his stuff, or especially listen to more of his verses that he would put on a track. You know what I mean? That Casper made me want to listen to him more on records. Like, to see what he got to say.
And you know what fucked me up about it? The fact that when the whole shit went down, you know, he laid back like he is. You know, he in the back of the whole crowd, you know, like he is, you know. From what you could see out the video, somebody swing, shit pop off, you hear gunshots, and, you know, they saying he got hit by a stray.
And that makes me even more upset. That makes me even more upset that it was absolutely senseless. If it's true that he had absolutely nothing to do with it, I mean, it doesn't matter if he did, but that just goes to show where we stand as a people, as a nation. Like, we're still getting killed by straight bullets. It's still children being killed, being shot by straight bullets because y'all don't know how to fight. Because y'all don't know how to fight. Whatever the problem was. It doesn't matter what the problem was. It wasn't. I don't see anything being worth wanting to kill someone. I don't see anything being worth an amount of money. Like, I don't care if someone literally emptied my bank account.
It sounds like exactly what Take was saying on one of his raps. He's saying that, you know, these niggas out here, you know, shooting for fame. You know what I'm saying? The way it went down, he said, you know, my niggas shooting to kill. Y'all niggas out here shooting for fame. You know, playing around like that. That's how you get blown out your brains. So if you ask me, a lot of people saying, you know, he manifested that shit and all of that. No, he was just talking real shit. And obviously he was living that if it happened to him. Now, we ain't going to sit here and try to act like, you know, it was some type of simp situation. It was a straight bullet.
Well, we don't know what it was. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We don't know what it was. The fact is that man is not here. And whatever it was, stray, for him, not for him, Quavo started it, whatever. It should have never gotten far enough for that man not to have got in his car or whoever he was riding with and went to wherever he was staying at.
It would never be the same.
It's never that serious.
It would never be the same.
I don't know. I just wish my word was powerful enough to say stop, and it just stops.
I mean, every week it's another rapper. And when they took Take, you know, it hit home. I mean, Takeoff is my favorite rapper. It's not one song of his I don't know. It's not one bar of his I don't know. It's not one song of his I ain't listened to 1,000 times. it ain't nobody that know me, you know what I'm saying, that can't tell you how I drove them crazy. You know what I'm saying? About
I remember you like literally we're looking at lyric videos of Takeoff's verses, and we're breaking it down. Like, what did he mean by that? What did he say? Something about what he say in that song that you play every single day.
That's the thing. He say so much.
I know, like it's something about somebody's hiding rocks and throwing. I don't know. It was a metaphor. And we broke it down, and we was like, "Yo, that's some real shit." And that's what's going on in today. And like I said, I just wish my word was powerful enough to just say stop, and it all stops. Like, you know, like I don't know. That's just me.
And you know, it really sucks, you know, to have a topic like this as our first episode. But at the end of the day, I feel like we have a job. You know, our job is to keep the legacy going, keep the, you know what I'm saying, positivity and the great things see done to laugh. You know, which people going to do that anyway. And I feel like that's what's important. And that's what a lot of people don't know. Like, when you living on this earth, you can't just treat people however and just, you know what I'm saying? Because when you gone, you know what I'm saying, the only thing that's left is your name. I'm saying that's the only thing left.
I think he's legendary.
No, for sure. But my point is, people don't understand how important that is. They think it's a game. They could, like, you know, just live day to day, you know, doing people wrong and just, no, you gonna stand on that if you hear it or not. I tell you that. Because, you know, the things you do and what you leave behind is what's going to be discussed. Nobody is going to live forever. But all the things you do, it's going to be passed down.
And that's the importance of it, as long as you still live. That's why I'm like, even people, I feel like it's so respected when you gain fans. Do you know freaking Michael Jackson is still charting billboards? That's iconic. Like, people that I wouldn't call it hopping on a bandwagon, right? When someone passes away. If you gain a fan in your death, that's legendary shit. You know how many people pass away and we be like, oh, I don't know him, and move on. You know, and I want to point that out too. Like, it's so easy for us to move on and not really process what's going on. That's why I agree with Nino when he said, let's just all take a moment to not post, to just literally process what the fuck just happened.
I mean, I still ain't processed it, and I don't think I never will.
And then people, like, don't just move on. That's why it keeps happening, because we just move on. Y'all got to feel this one. If y'all didn't feel nothing else, I know y'all felt this, because everywhere you go in Atlanta, you hear MIGOS. Everywhere you look at is a picture of Quavo, of Takeoff, of Offset. Like, stop it.
I just really pray, you know, whatever the mess was between them, you know, this situation bring them back together, and they come out with probably one of the dopest albums.
I hope this makes them stronger as a group. That's the only thing that I can wish them, is that this makes them stronger. 'Cause that's crazy.
You know what's crazy? The fact that, you know, the album they just dropped is with Takeoff and Quavo. And if, you know, they want to, right? Because we got to respect what they want to do at the end of the day. But if they want to continue with the legacy, their next album is going to be with Quavo and Offset.
Gotta be. It has to be.
It's gonna be big, you know.
In their time, I don't want fans to pressure them into doing anything and then disregarding the fact that they are really grieving. If we're grieving as fans, and you're grieving as a fan for real, can you imagine how his boy feel? Can you imagine how his family feels? Can you imagine how anybody feels that spent days with him on the road and seen him go from nothing to something absolutely iconic? Do you understand how, if I'm crying?
Right.
Can you imagine? I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
You know.
Shouts out to Quavo because he was there. Shout out to anybody that was there. Anybody that was there and witnessed it. Anybody that is not named in this situation because you aren't famous. Positivity to all of you guys' families because he was probably not the only one that was hurt that night. He was probably the only one with a status.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So prayers to everyone, and you guys just be safe. Just be safe out there. And everybody want to talk about laws, like you said. Like when it comes to street shit, people they don't care about anybody's gun laws. Like they don't care about if I got a problem and I'm ignorant enough to pull this illegal weapon and take a life. You got to be an ignorant motherfucker to even take a person's life over nothing anyway.
I never understood. You know, people keep saying they got to change the gun laws, change the gun laws, change the gun laws.
It don't matter.
I don't think nobody that's going to shoot a gun give a damn about a law.
They don't.
And trying to take...
And y'all just making it easier for them to get them.
And trying to take the guns off the street is like trying to take the rats out the street. Mm-hmm. It ain't going to happen. It's too many. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to happen. Y'all done started some shit. It's like a snowball. You know?
Yeah. I just wish I just hope, let's say, that our generation that listen to this music and process what's going on, guys. Like, I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Young Thug's in jail. Gunna's in jail. Where's Lucci?
In jail.
Where's fucking Lucci at? Please protect Lil Baby. Whoever you are. Whoever you are, his entourage, protect him. Because I'm not understanding how y'all bag is dying. I don't get it. How y'all bag is ending up in prison. I'm not understanding. Either y'all niggas don't care for real or these niggas got a bunch of fake niggas around them. And that's just real. That's street shit. Process what's going on, y'all. Atlanta is under attack. I don't know what's going on. We can't even be creative anymore. We cannot even put our experiences on a piece of paper. Process what's going on. Please process what's going on.
And stay aware. You know, we all got to understand that it's easy to be a victim when you forget how real shit is. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Even when I'm driving. As soon as you get comfortable. Even when I'm driving, you know, I pull up to a red light. It turn green. I ain't going because the light green. I'm going because I don't see nobody else in my way. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers run through lights all the time, run through stop signs. Listen, you can easily be taken off this earth if you're not aware of your surroundings. I don't play around. You know what I'm saying? I look behind you because say whatever you want, paranoid, whatever the case might be. But I'm trying to make sure that I'm straight.
Okay, so I absolutely get your point. What happens when you're just out doing you? You're out doing you, right? You have absolutely none of that shit going on. You out doing you. You having fun. There's no reason for you to even be looking over your shoulder. And then some shit like that happens. Because remember, speculators are saying that he had absolutely nothing to do with his own killing. Nothing. So let's say that allegedly is the situation. That's why I'm like, it's nothing you can really do. You can look I just wish people would stop. That's it. That's the only thing that will stop that shit. You can watch your surroundings. You can do whatever the fuck. Because you got little boys, years ago, it happened out here. was sitting in church celebrating New Year's. And a stray bullet came into the church and killed him. Watch your surroundings. That ain't gonna help. I mean, in my opinion, he was in church. I thought that was the safest place you could be.
I'll tell you a story. And I'm happy you brought the topic up, you know. I'm happy you made the point you made. You can never be too careful. You can never be too aware. But I'll tell you a story of mine. I got caught in the club one night, you know, sleeping or whatever, you know. The way it happened is, you know, I'm partying or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, doing me and shit, you know. But keep in mind, it's probably like the third night I'm in this city, you know. Partying or whatever. I guess the sleepiness caught up to me. And I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm about to go sit down, you know, lay back, you know what I'm saying? Find a couch in the club, you know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck it. I've been dancing. Why not go make some love in the club? Let me find a couch. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, you know, I get to the couch. I see one of my homeboys there or whatever, you know. I tell him, you know, watch out. You know what I'm saying? You know, keep an eye on me. I'm about to, you know, take a snoozy. Right? I don't remember falling asleep. I remember waking up. But how did I wake up? With an elbow in the center of my face. Rearrange my whole shit. I look like one of them fucked up emojis that people be putting on you joking and shit, like when they have your shit off. That's how I look for real. My whole collar full of blood. You know? And the reason I tell this story is to answer your question. I also didn't have no business in that city and in that club. But you know I'm living. You know I'm doing me. I ain't had no business. I couldn't have had no business if that happened. So it goes back to Houston and Take. He ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't had no business there. He was there partying. You know, ain't nobody. He ain't do nothing wrong. And he ain't deserve nothing that came his way. But all I could do is relate my story. I ain't do nothing wrong. I just laid on the couch, dozed off. And the fight broke out in front of me. And sources say that was awake because I was knocked out. Say somebody wham back for a punch. Also, while he was whanding back, I guess tipped over the table or whatever. Because there's somebody coming at him. And then that's when he fell over the table on me and landed in the center of my face, his elbow, like just crushed me. And, you know, that's when I was younger. But now, you know, that I'm older, only thing I could think about is, you know, shit happened. I ain't had no business there. You know, and thank God that, you know, it ain't end in a more, you know, tragic way.
Yeah.
You know, but we gonna end this. No, don't always understand that we all on this earth for a good time, not a long time. So enjoy every moment, you know. Embrace your loved ones. Check on them. You know, try your best to stop arguing because you never know, you know, what terms y'all going to be on when some real shit happen. And when it's too late, it's too late. You know, I'm practicing that. It ain't easy for me. I probably get pissed off every goddamn day. But at the end of the day, when the night come, I come back to my senses, you know. And remember the important things in life. No matter if I snap off on my best friend, my girl. You know, we all human beings. We live in and we have emotions. We have to control them. And remember to love. So, you know, that's what I want to end this podcast on today.
Love. I love love. I love it. Embrace your loved ones because you never know. Rest in peace. Takeoff.
What we going to do for Take right quick, we going to post something out for him. How we going to do that? I'll pour into her cup and she pour into my cup. And that's how we pour a little bit out for Take. This is for Take.
Cheers.
Cheers. But to happiness.
To happiness, to love. Cherish your loved ones.
Take what it won't none of us on this earth sad. He'll want us to celebrate his life. You know what I'm saying? We're not being sad no more. From this moment on, we're going to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? We're going to celebrate his legacy. We're going to play his music.
We're going to play that shit up.
We're going to turn that shit
Especially
up.
in Atlanta. I know these clubs about to go crazy this weekend.
Take, live forever.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And we here. One.